The African savanna. It's the stage for one of the most ancient and bitter rivalries in the entire natural world, a feud that has raged for millennia. This isn't just a simple fight for food, it's a war for dominance, written in tooth and claw. This is the story of lions and hyenas, two top predators locked in an eternal struggle, and for a long time, we thought we had the story figured out. But what if the story isn't that simple? What if buried within this endless cycle of conflict, there was a chapter of peace? There's a legend of a time and a place where this ancient war was put on hold, a supposed 2-decade truce that seemed to defy the very laws of nature, baffling the scientists who observed it. This is the story of that legendary peace, and the explosive event that shattered it, reigniting a war for total domination. To understand the peace, you have to understand the war. Lions and spotted hyenas are arch-enemies, hardwired for conflict. They are fierce competitors whose diets overlap by as much as 60%. Wildebeest, zebra, buffalo, they're after the exact same animals, which turns the savanna into a constant battleground. Lions, the so-called kings, are masters of the ambush, relying on explosive power and teamwork. A full-grown male lion can weigh twice as much as a hyena and can kill one with a single, well-placed swipe. In fact, lions are the #1 cause of death for hyenas in many parts of Africa. But underestimating the hyena is a fatal mistake. For decades they were painted as cowardly, giggling scavengers. That couldn't be more wrong. Hyenas are one of Africa's smartest and most successful predators. Research has shown that it's often the lions who steal kills from hyenas, not the other way around. Their clans are complex, female-led societies that can swell to 80 members. They are endurance hunters, built to pursue their prey for miles. When a clan decides to mob a lion, they become a terrifyingly cohesive unit, using their numbers and chilling vocalizations to overwhelm a much larger rival. This isn't just a fight, it's a strategy. So, how could a rivalry this intense ever just stop? Well, the so-called 20-year truce isn't a story about enemies suddenly becoming friends. It's a narrative born from long-term observations, where periods of unusual stability can look a lot like peace. The war doesn't just stop, it becomes a cold war. This fragile balance is often a simple product of circumstance. For instance, during the Great Migration, when millions of wildebeest and zebra flood the plains, prey is everywhere. With so much food to go around, lions and hyenas don't need to fight over every meal. There's enough for everyone, and the ancient enemies can afford to give each other a little space. The other key factor is stability within the lion pride. A powerful, established pride, led by a coalition of big, healthy males, casts a shadow of fear over the territory. The hyenas, who are incredibly intelligent and calculating, know that taking on a full-strength pride is a suicide mission. So, they'll often wait patiently for the lions to eat their fill and then move in for the leftovers. It's not friendship, it's a strategic retreat. It's a tense standoff, where both sides know the devastating cost of an all-out battle, and for years this delicate balance can hold, creating the illusion of a truce. To see how this works, we can look at the chronicles of the boulder pride in the Serengeti. For a while, they were the very definition of stability. A few lionesses managed to raise 9 cubs to adolescence, a staggering success in such a dangerous world. Their rivals, a powerful hyena clan, watched from the plains below. The clan's matriarch, a shrewd and experienced leader, knew the score. While her clan could easily overwhelm a lone lioness, the boulder pride was a fortress, and any strong males nearby were a massive deterrent. So, clashes were rare. The truce was in effect. But this kind of balance always hangs by a thread. The life of a dominant male lion is brutally short, often lasting just 2 to 4 years before a stronger coalition comes to challenge him. For the boulder pride, their world was about to be turned upside down. The event that shattered the peace wasn't one big battle, but a fundamental shift in power. New nomadic male lions roared into the territory, signaling a violent takeover. The pride's resident males were killed or driven away, and with their fall, the pride's entire social structure collapsed. For the lionesses and their 9 young cubs, it was a catastrophe. The new males didn't see the cubs as family to be protected, they saw them as genetic competition to be eliminated. The pride was broken, exiled and stripped of its protectors, and the hyena clan, watching and waiting this whole time, saw its opening. The fortress had crumbled. The matriarch knew the lionesses were now vulnerable, scattered, and desperate. The landscape of fear that had kept her clan at bay was gone, replaced by a golden opportunity. The fragile peace was over. What came next was a return to the brutal, ancient war. Without the protection of a full pride, every hunt became a desperate gamble for the lionesses. The hyena clan, sometimes 70 or 80 strong, began to shadow them relentlessly. They grew bolder, more aggressive. They weren't waiting for scraps anymore, they were starting the fights. The numbers game, which had been held in check by the male lions, now swung dramatically in the hyenas' favor. In documented clashes, a single lioness was seen trying to defend a kill from more than 20 hyenas at once. She was simply overwhelmed, a queen without a kingdom. The hyenas would use their mobbing tactics to steal kills just moments after the lions had made them. And the violence escalated beyond just food. Lions and hyenas have a deeply personal, inherited rivalry. They will kill each other's young whenever they get the chance. The exiled lionesses were now fighting a war on two fronts, trying to feed their family while fending off constant, life-threatening attacks. Survival was no longer about winning a hunt, it was about enduring a siege. This cycle of war and tense peace is the real story of the savannah, a drama that plays out over generations. If you want to uncover more truths behind the lives of these incredible predators, make sure you subscribe and join us for our next deep dive. So, in the end, was there really a 20-year truce? The truth is no, not in the way we might imagine. There was only a fragile, temporary pause in an endless war. The story of the Boulder Pride is a powerful reminder that in nature, there are no real heroes or villains, just survivors. The hyena isn't some evil brute, it's a highly successful and intelligent predator whose resilience makes it a worthy rival to the lion. Their conflict, as brutal as it seems, is essential. It sharpens the skills of both species and maintains the delicate balance of the entire ecosystem. That chorus of roars and cackles echoing across the plains, that isn't just the sound of a fight, that's the sound of an ecosystem in perfect brutal balance. A timeless symphony that will play out for millennia to come.